We're about to enter a new era of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 updates, starting with the free update and the changes in TP medals, all the way to waiting over a full year for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 paid DLC. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steedoj here, back to more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and this time on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, I want to talk about all the new changes coming to the game starting this May 16th. But first, before we go on, I want to know, how annoyed are you guys? Because if you think about it right now, it's actually been over a full year since we've had the Beast Gohan paid DLC, DLC 16, it's been legit over a full year since then. So I want to know, how bad is that affecting you guys over a full year of no new Xenoverse 2 content that involves actually new characters and stuff like that? Most recent update was the Festival of Universes free update, and as cool as that was, a lot of the stuff in it didn't really end up being that, substance filled. So again, you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about all of that, while we go over all the changes that we'll be seeing in the new Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC season. First, some bad news for Xbox players, because with the surface of TP medals coming to an end in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, as well as the next gen update coming basically immediately after that, the real question is, when will Super TP medals show up? We know they're going to show up in June, but are they going to show up in late June, early June? Is it before or after? Because if there's two different update cycles, which is this May, we're going to have TP medals get removed as well as the next gen update. Does that mean we're also going to get the free update at this time? Remember, with the Beast Gohan update, or the Beast Gohan DLC in general, we got the free update at the 23rd of March, and then the paid DLC at the 11th of May. So if the same thing happens with this, we might actually be getting the free update like now, sometime between the TP medals leaving and the next gen update starting, and then we'll get the paid update when the super TP medals come around, right? Again, Xenoverse 2 is full of all kinds of surprises, so they could actually do instead, right, the whole DLC releases now, or the whole DLC releases in June. But most likely, they'll follow the Beast Gohan formula, where they release the free update to us sometime around now, and then they'll release the paid update to us in June. So keep that in mind. I just thought that was pretty important. Please do remember that. Keep in mind, the next gen update actually will happen May 24th. And again, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 usually doesn't do updates for free. They usually come with a paid thing. For them to be free is extremely rare. I think we've only had 3 updates in the whole game's life that have actually been free updates, and it didn't come around alongside the DLC. So who knows if this will actually be another one. It'll be the 4th one. It'll be the exception. But I'm very sure we should be seeing at least a free update come alongside the next gen update. Because again, just like Beast, there could be 2 different release dates, where 1 month we get a transformation and a bunch of other free stuff and a bunch of other great goodies, right? And then next month we actually get the raw DLC. Because still on the roadmap, they actually do have the date as May 24th, but for the paid DLC, which I assume should release sometime near the next gen update, there's nothing to be said around that, right? So it's kind of, to be fair, they are doing 2 big changes right next to each other, right? A DLC for the game and a next generation update for the game. 2 big changes like that around the same time might be too hard for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 or Bandai Namco to pull off. So I do believe that the dates will be different just for that alone, unless if they want to potentially risk Xenoverse going the way of Fighters, where it becomes, Xenoverse is already kind of unplayable, but Fighters is completely unplayable now, and I don't think Bandai wants to repeat that, so they'll probably do it at 2 different dates. But just keep in mind, maybe there's a chance they could release it with the paid update, because they normally do. And because today is the last day of paid TP medals, there actually could be some sort of announcement for the DLC, maybe today or tomorrow. Most likely V-Jump, I assume, will release and then give us more information on what's generally going to go down with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But something as big as losing one of the only things you can actually pay for in the game, and it's a microtransaction too, right? Most video games don't even have the balls to take a microtransaction out of the game. But losing one of those for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is quite a big thing, I assume. So we should get some sort of announcement or an update or a post in the near future explaining what's going on. I imagine maybe something tomorrow, on the 16th itself, because today right now we are on the 15th, but on the 16th itself we should actually probably get some sort of announcement. And if not, then we'll just have to wait for V-Jump, because V-Jump should contain the last bits of new Xenoverse 2 information, as well as give us a hint as to what the next trailer or update is going to be for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, because it'd be kind of weird to not have both of the big Dragon Ball console games right now, have new information. It's actually a little infuriating that we technically had to wait over a full year for a new paid update, because if it wasn't for Festival of Universes, there wouldn't have been anything. And for people who didn't play Festival of Universes, they actually did wait over a full year for new Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 content and got nothing. And that is very shocking when you think about it. But it's fine, because fortunately this time around we don't have to wait anywhere near as long for DLC, thankfully, due to the fact that the next gen update is coming, then afterwards the paid DLC. I assume the paid DLC around the time of the Super TP medals, but then even after that we still have DLC 18, 19, and 20 to look forward to. All of their free updates, all of the updates that might come out alongside their free updates, new custom partners, new raids, new parallel quests, new all of this and all of that. Maybe even a second run of Festival of Universes like we saw in the data leaks. That'll contain characters like Omega Shenron and all that other stuff. There's lots of new possibility for Xenoverse 2 DLC content. Well, at least now. So I'm very sure we're actually going to get DLC at a much faster rate than once a year. Xenoverse DLC slowing down does make sense though. Again, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is coming out, and they probably want to support that game for longer than Xenoverse 2. Since it's going to be very hard to... Again, Xenoverse 2 hit a gold mine when it came to its existence, right? Came out the end of the Goku Black arc and the beginning of the Tournament of Power arc, and then it got to use both the Dragon Ball Super movies as a way to continue its lifespan. And Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to have to try and take over in the same fashion, but I don't think it's anywhere near as lucky as Xenoverse 2, because I think a lot of people see Daima as more of a side series or a spin-off series. They're not going to treat it as mainline canon stuff, simply because Goku isn't an adult, and they're not fighting like a new Battle of Gods Beerus tier threat. So, who knows, but Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to replace Xenoverse 2, so Xenoverse 2 DLC may slow down, but I do think DLC 17, 18, and 19, it won't take a year for all of them to release naturally, because that means by the time we get Xenoverse 2 DLC 20, what will be at like 2028? I think that's unrealistic to assume Xenoverse 2 would live that long just to pad out DLC content. That would be pretty aggravating too. So we'll have to wait and see if how long they plan to milk Xenoverse 2 out. But I think the DLC windows do look a lot shorter now than they were before, because over a year for one piece of DLC content is a bit long. Unless the Super TP medals changed things up a lot, right? When the TP medal store was getting updated for like the first few times in Xenoverse 2, it had amazing stuff. So I'm sure the Super TP medal store might actually alone pump some new life into the game, whether it be through character costumes, or maybe Super TP medals, or how we're going to unlock certain different character moves. Again, don't forget, the TP medal store has always had moves like Final Shine Attack in it and stuff like that, right? So maybe Super TP medals will actually change things when it comes to the way we're getting you Super Souls. Jesus Christ, I forgot Super Souls entirely changed the way you play the game. I mean, the game is still comes down to spamming X, Y, and key cancel at the end of the day, right? But Super TP medals and Super Souls in general might actually release some cool stuff. Again, we have stuff like the Xeno Erasure Super Soul, which isn't good, but hear me out. That's a TP medal unlockable one. As well as a few other really good ones, like the one for Frieza, where every single super attack does way more damage just from doing a super attack. That's also just from TP medals, but I'm really curious to see what kind of Super TP medals Super Souls will have, because I'm sure they're going to be all extremely busted. Another reason they can't afford to really drag things out so long is because, again, Xenoverse 2 is a game that not only people really think of in a good manner, and it's also really easy to quit Xenoverse 2 and get bored of it. People really don't want to reinstall the game every time just for a new DLC stuff. And if Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is coming out very soon too, then it's going to lower the chance of Xenoverse 2 actually staying relevant. It's going to get to a point where they start making DLC for Xenoverse 2 and there's almost no impact, because everyone's going to be playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And again, it would be weird to say, well, Bandai Namco Dragon Ball wouldn't shoot themselves in the foot by killing Xenoverse 2's DLC potential because of Sparking Zero. That's true, but it's not their fault if Sparking Zero is just a way more interesting game to play than Xenoverse 2, that people won't feel like turning Xenoverse 2 back on just to play some DLC that released way too late for the game, you know? So hopefully Xenoverse 2's updates go way faster, because what killed Xenoverse 2 to begin with was the lack of updates and the lack of care when it came to the player base and the balance of the game in general. And Xenoverse 2 suffers from that more because the netcode is really, really rough, but I don't think this will be an issue for Sparking Zero. It's a self-contained issue for Xenoverse due to the way the game plays, and I really hope they update the game more often so that way they can avoid this fate for the game, because that'd be quite a tragic end to probably the longest running supported Dragon Ball game of all time. I mean, other than Dragon Ball Heroes, but if Dragon Ball Heroes could get shut down while it was still successful, then Xenoverse 2 basically doesn't have a chance by comparison. But either way, I think that is a good place to end the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then obviously again, please leave a like in the video, and don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and if you enjoyed, then obviously again, please leave a like, subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. Love you all, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, and peace.